not a medical doctor. I want to say that first of all. I'm a naturopath doctor, and I believe in helping people with different issues in the body from a natural standpoint. Whenever I say that, I mean that we deal with no chemical drugs at all to restore the body back to its natural state. We deal with all natural substances such as herbs to help the body to regain its natural state. With that in mind, I want to point out some issues here that we have in America. First of all, we are out of 30 nations, we are number one in obese. There's a reason for that. We're going to talk about some of the reasons that we are number one. Number two, out of 47 nations, we spend the most money in healthcare. Out of 47. We are number one in spending for different chronic issues with the body. We can live 4 minutes without air in the body. We can live 4 days without water. And we can live 40 days without eating any food at all. I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to you real seriously today, and I'm very glad to see all of you here because the fact that whenever I see you show up, that means that you're concerned about your body. I find today that a lot of people in this life, they spend a lot of money to get a nice car, to get a nice house, but when it comes around to spending money towards their body, they are substitute food and clothes and other things to feel like that they're satisfied and glorifying their body, themselves and their mind, and want to take care of the body. We change the oil in our car every 3 months, every 3,000 miles. But how many of you detox your body on a regular basis? Think about it. We need to be more conscious, we need to be more concerned about our body than what we are today. We talked earlier, and I listened at Ms. Moore talked about the fact that heart disease is very upscale here in this area, which it is. We got to realize the reason that we have heart disease and a lot of issues in our body is because of what we're eating and what we're drinking. What we're eating and what we're drinking. How many of you know what regulates the heart? What mineral regulates the heart? Anybody know? It's potassium.
Yeah.
And I want you to realize something. Our body is like an engine on a car, or I'll say a variable. We have one negative, we have one positive. Ain't that right, on a battery?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The right side of our body is regulated by potassium, and it's a positive. Whenever our heart goes out because of heart disease, it's because we are not feeding our body a mineral called potassium. Okay? People have heart attacks during the hot season of the year. It's because of the fact that they sweat a lot of potassium out of their body. Our heart is located on the left side of our body, but it's the only organ that's located on the left side of our body that is fed by potassium. Okay? So whenever you see somebody have a heart attack during the summer months, it's because their body is low on potassium. Whenever they go to the hospital or go to the emergency room after they had a heart attack or a stroke, the first thing that they're going to do is give them potassium to bring them back. So keep that in mind, okay? Potassium regulates our heart. And our heart is regulated, it's located on the left side of our body, okay? What regulates the left side, which is a negative, is sodium. okay? Now, I'm not talking about the regular table salt that a lot of people is acquainted with before they even taste the food, they get the salt shaker, start putting salt on the food.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about that. We're talking about natural sodium, okay? Now, I'm going to give you some minerals, and you know, we have an issue here with a lot of people having heart problems. You know why people have so much problem with their heart? Their arteries are clogged up, people. Whenever your blood pump, which is your heart, can't pump blood through your arteries, and we call it cholesterol now today. You got high cholesterol. Y'all heard that word before? It's because of the fact that you got so much gluten and stuff in your artery, the heart is not able to pump the blood through your arteries, so the blood backs up, and it causes the heart not to pump. How many of you know how big your heart muscle is? Anyone know? Yes. The size of a fist.
Yeah.
But this muscle beats 100,000 times in one day. Have a lot of work to do. A lot of work. Mr. Moore gave you the something on different heart issues. And we go to the doctor, you know, and we take these blood thinners to thin the blood out so it can pump through the arteries. But I want to give you some natural substance that you can utilize in order to help your heart function regularly. These is going to be some herbs. I don't know if everyone have a pen and a piece of paper, but you may want to grab it so that you know some things that you can do. Now, I guess you're wondering, well, why are you stressing herbs? And you know, we got all this stuff that's on the market from the pharmaceutical company and all of this that we can, you know, get and regulate the heart. Now, I want to tell you, every drug have a side effect. We look back whenever we see that Methuselah lived 950 years.
969.
69.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I do have some Bible scholars. That's great. That's great. 969 years.
Yes, sir.
The reason is because their body was alkaline. We talk about alkaline. Their pH level in the body was balanced. They ate the right thing. They wasn't eating a whole lot of meat like they're eating now. You know, and they was eating fruits and vegetables. Okay, so they had a good chance. Now, we have a good chance today too if we eat the right thing to live a long time. Okay, now the heart herbs that you can use to help your heart to function. Number one on the list is going to be cayenne pepper. Okay? Chickweed. Yes. Kelp. Mullet leaf.
Mullet.
Mullet. M-U-L-L-E-N. Leaf. Sage. You see a lot of that on your herbs for cooking, okay? Sage is very good for the heart. You also have ginkgo, G-I-N-K-G-O, horse chestnut, burdock. Here's a good one, dandelion. A lot of you have dandelion growing right in your yard. If you look around your yard sometime on the lawn, you'll see a little
Yes,
yellow
sir.
flower pop up.
That's
That's dandelion. Okay? All you need to do is pull it up, dry out, grind it up, or you can make a tea out of that root. It's good for heart circulation. And not only that, but dandelion is good for detoxing the body. Clean toxin out of the body. Clean
So
the
you
blood.
don't use the whole, just use the root?
Just use
Just
the
the
root.
root.
The root of the dandelion.
Yeah, the root of the dandelion, it's very good. Okay? Yellow dock, did I mention yellow dock before? Okay, yellow dock. Those are good herbs for regulating heart. And one here that you need to keep in mind is that cayenne, use a lot of cayenne pepper, okay, in your seasoning.
That's like a light that they do, isn't it?
Cayenne? No. No. Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is she mentioned about blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Look like everybody got blood pressure problems now.
I tell you what, sir, I tell you.
There again, it's because of what they're eating anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Well, there's things that we can help in order to lower that pressure. Now, we have people that have hypertension, we have people that have low blood pressure as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you got both ends of the stick. But we want to talk about, well, what can we do to help raise the blood, lower the blood pressure is what we want to talk about, right? One of the things that I mix in my herbs is cinnamon.
Okay, cinnamon. Okay.
Cinnamon. It's very good for lowering your blood pressure. Okay? I don't recommend you doing any blood thinners like aspirin or something like that. You know, you can use garlic for, you know, getting good circulation in the blood. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That is really good. The other thing I want to talk about is diabetic. Is there any question on any of these I went through so far? Okay. We have several things that we are dealing with here in this area. We're dealing with breathing problem. I know Ms. Moore didn't have a chance to get on that, but look like everybody, you look at every 1 out of 10 people now have an oxygen machine walking around with
Walking
it.
around.
Yeah.
No,
Totally unnecessary,
no.
because there's things that they can be doing to avoid that. We're gonna touch on some of the things that's respiratory, I'm gonna get on some of the things that she didn't touch on, but, you know, we're gonna touch on those two. Breathing problem, and herbs is good for your breathing. And I tell everybody that they need to do some breathing exercise every day.
Okay.
Are you guys familiar with breathing exercising? Can I see the hands on that? Okay, 2. All right, let's take a break, okay? Let's take a break. I'm gonna show you guys how to breathe. Stand up.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do a breathing portion here. Now, what I do is early in the morning, from 1 o'clock to around about 5 o'clock, it looks like it's the best time to get out to do some deep breathing, okay? Now, I'm gonna do the first one, show you guys how to do it, and what we wanna do. And what we're gonna do is breathe in with our nose, breathe out the mouth, okay? So whenever we breathe in, we're gonna raise the hand up, cross them. I like to look at the stars at night, okay? And then whenever you leave, you count to 10, then you let it out after you count to 10, okay? Let's do our first one. We're gonna do about 5. When we breathe up, We're gonna count to 10, and then we're gonna release. One more. Okay, thank you. If you do that every day, folks, it stimulates your lungs, it helps you get oxygen in your body, and oxygen is very important. There's some things that are important for our body. Number one, exercise is important. Eric is going to talk on that. Sleep is important. A lot of us can't sleep. Can't sleep at night. Have a problem sleeping. Sleep is important, okay? We call it rest. Some of us, you know, we look at TV half of the night and don't get even 2 or 3 hours sleep at night. Here's something to help your body relax and help your mind relax. That would help you sleep if you have, is anybody in here have sleep problem at night? Okay, hard to get to sleep. Let me tell you something that's really good to get you relaxed, to help you sleep at night. A natural magnesium. Magnesium calms your nerves. It helps you sleep and relax you at night, okay? So whenever you get ready to go to bed at night to get good rest, take some magnesium, okay?
How many,
Now what I normally do is take, I get the powder magnesium. If you need the powder magnesium, some natural magnesium or any of these herbs that I'm talking about, you can stop by and pick them up, okay? But what I normally do is give a lot of people that have problem with sleeping, and let me tell you something else magnesium is good for, joint pains.
Okay, yes, sir.
They call it here, they call it arthritis. Magnesium is very good for joint pains because of the fact that it helps blood. And let me tell you why people have joint pains. I'm skipping a little bit. The reason people have joint pain is because of the fact that they have too much calcium in the body. Okay? There's 2 types of arthritis that they name here in America. One is rheumatoid arthritis, and the other one is degenerated arthritis. Okay? But there's things that you can do to rid the body of both of them. Okay? Magnesium is one of the substances that really would help. Now, I'm going to get into more about that, but that's very good for sleeping. The next thing we need to get in our body is the right amount, and I'm going to get back to the thing for these other things that Ms. Moore talked about. But the next thing we need in our body is water. Okay? Now, we have a ton and ton of water companies on the market now, right? Do body water. And you got a ton. You got Fuji water, you know, you got water everywhere, you got water. But the best, my friend, in water is alkaline water. The same thing I have over here, alkaline water. Now you wonder, well, why is that water better? Most of the water companies you see out here is nothing but tap water. They put a label on it. And I was talking to a young man a little earlier about the fact that you have spring water labels. And people think that that water is coming from the spring. It's coming right from the tap. Okay? So don't get it mixed up. Alkaline water. The reason that we need alkaline water is because the alkaline water brings your body back to a pH level of 7.0. Okay? Whenever our body is alkaline, whenever our body is at a 7.0, disease, anything can't filter the body. It helps all of these things. It fights off red blood cell will fight off any disease that's coming. It helps it fights it off. Okay? So you want your body to be alkaline at all points. Okay? And if your body is acidic, less than 7.0, then anything can filter in. You get a cold, you get virus that come in your body, and all of those things affect your body, okay? So we need good water, okay? We need good water. The other thing we need is good food. People, I want to tell you, the problem with America is they're eating the wrong thing. People are eating, they're eating, right? And you know what? I tell everybody, don't eat until you get full off of this junk. Okay? The reason people are supposed to eat is because of the fact that they're supposed to be eating to feed their cell. Okay? The cell level. Not to eat to get full. We got a lot of buffets around. Whereas you can go there and eat until you get filled, and then you get filled and you can't hardly move. You sit there another 10, 30 minutes. Get yourself back right. Done ate so much.
Yeah.
Totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. We need to be eating to feed ourselves. And the thing that we need to be eating is not a lot of junk food, not a lot of fast food from, quick fix. Stay away from that. It's not helping you. Matter of fact, a lot of people today, they eat themselves to sickness, they eat themselves to death. Okay? Because they're not eating the right thing. Okay? The other thing that we need to realize that we talked about air. Air is very important. The air you breathe is very important. Very important. Okay? The problem with people today, I listened to Ms. Moore whenever she was talking about the fact that she was in a seminar earlier with me, maybe last month, and she was saying the fact is that 90% of the people that's on her floor is in there because of the problem. She works in that department. She works in the retina department and kidney problem, and 90% of them is minority, is there on that floor. Why? They're drinking the wrong thing, eating the wrong thing. And whenever you eating and drinking the wrong thing, and let me tell you something, folks, the only thing our body want and need is water. If you're drinking a lot of iced tea, and that old-fashioned name is soda pops. Y'all heard that name before, right? Soda pops. If you're drinking that stuff, and let me tell you how many teaspoons of sugar is in a soda pop, Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew. And don't go to the point that you say, well, I'm drinking a diet.
Yeah.
You're doing worse.
Yeah.
You're doing worse. 26 teaspoons of sugar is in a drink. We have kids today, and let me tell you about that since I popped on that one. Let me tell you something. We have kids today that have ADD. We have kids today that have ADHD. And you know the first thing that they'll do whenever they analyze them at the school? Put them on medication. You know what they need to do? Is take these drink machines out of the school and stop them from drinking these sweet drinks. Well, a lot of people say, well, what I'm going to do is get me a juice out of the grocery store. You're doing just as worse because it's got a lot of sugar in it. You know what people should be doing? Is doing natural juices. Natural juices. Okay? We was talking the other day, Eric and I and Ms. Moore, and we was talking about